Hello, I'm Claudia K, behind the scenes, and where have I been? Well, if you've been over on my vintage channel, you know that I've been doing my sales, but I've been exhausted because I did the big clearance sale and shipping took me forever. Finding boxes, it was all a thing. So I'm caught up currently on shipping, except for the open boxes that I have for some people. But I'm doing the last of the clearance sales next week. Today's Saturday, so I've got to... This shelf up here is a mess. The shelf above it is a mess. So I got a lot of work to do. But I wanted to let you guys know how the Whole30 is going. Because Monday will be 6 weeks since I started Whole30. And I did talk about it in another video, but I'll review it real quick just in case you didn't see that. What I'm doing, and Mom and Dad were doing it with me. Dad did, because Whole30, you're supposed to be really restrictive for the first 30 days, and then you can add some things back in. I'm continuing to be that restrictive because a year ago, I weighed 250 pounds. That's the, and I've been at that weight for quite a long time. I think the last time that I was under 200 pounds was 2016, which is when perimenopause revved way up and I had all kinds of health issues and things I was dealing with. And I think that 2016 was the last time I was under 200 pounds. And my weight doesn't bother me so much as far as low self-esteem. I was super thin until I started having kids and hormones changed my body. But I've never had that, oh, I'm too fat to do this or that or whatever. I've just been sick. I have been super sick for so long now. So we started doing, I had lost some weight at the end of last year or during the mid last year, and then I gained it back when I moved back in here. So when I started this, I was at 230 pounds. This morning I was at 217 pounds. So, you know, you're supposed to only lose 1 to 2 pounds a day for it to be consistent weight loss that stays off, according to experts. So, pretty pleased with, you know, consistently losing a couple of pounds a week. And I've gone down a whole size in clothes, which is good. Not good that I've gone down a bra size because bras are expensive. And if I'm going to keep losing weight, I don't want to have to buy new bras for every size I go down. It's a good problem to have though. But it's interesting. But, so I was going to give you a little overview. So what we did was I've already been gluten-free almost 3 full years now. Not because I'm celiac, not because I have digestive issues, because it caused me more pain. Every person is different. We are all walking around a chemical, bio, whatever of a human being, and every single person is different. So I didn't jump on a gluten-free bandwagon because it was a fad. I food tested, and eating gluten, which is in wheat products, makes my pain worse. I get that rolling fire under my skin. So I did cut out gluten, which didn't really help me lose any weight, but I had cut it completely out of my diet. This Easter will be 3 years, I believe, since I did that. And or maybe it'll just be 2 years. 2 years. I think it's 2 years. I had already cut out almost all alcohol. If you've watched some of my history, I think I covered where after I had kids, I could no longer tolerate any alcohol that wasn't wine or hard cider. Those two fruit Alcohol I seemed to be able to tolerate. And then I'd gotten to the point where they weren't helping like take the edge off the pain. So what was the point in having, it wasn't relaxing to have a glass in the evening anymore. So, I'd already cut almost all alcohol out last year, and I've cut it completely out. But not that I think there's anything wrong with alcohol. I loved having a glass of wine 10 years ago. In the evening, get home from work, relax with a glass of wine, but it's no longer relaxing me. It's not doing anything. My body's not processing it. So that's why I cut it out. So going on Whole30, almost 6 weeks ago, we cut out dairy, which I have a little bit of lactose intolerance to, causes a lot of digestive issues, all of it. I love dairy, but cut it out, cut out all grains. For me, that wasn't too hard because I don't probably eat enough whole grains anyway, but for the time being, cut out all grains, and then cut out all sugar and all sugar substitutes. Except for the little bit that, like I've talked about it before, got in the almond milk. I thought I was drinking unsweetened and I was drinking sweetened. And peanuts, things like that. And most beans. I think I've had beans twice in chili in the last 6 weeks. So that's what I cut out. So what am I eating? I am eating one huge salad a day at least. My protein consists of my palm size. So like lunch today was a pork chop. And I think it was smaller than my palm size because I wasn't that hungry. Lots and lots of vegetables and 2 servings of fruit, at least 2 servings of fruit every day. I found if I do too much fruit, then I get worse sugar cravings. But if I don't do enough, then I feel hungry and shaky at night. So trying to get into, like yesterday, I think I had a little bit more than 2 servings, but the day before I had a little bit less. I'm not measuring. I'm not weighing. I'm not. I don't eat before 7. I don't eat after 7, anything. 7 to 7, that's my window to eat. Usually by 6, I don't eat anything. But if I feel a little hungry, because we eat dinner around 5, if I feel a little hungry, I make sure I get a little snack in before 7. I don't want to go to bed feeling that feeling of being hungry and wanting something. So that's what I'm doing. I am so fortunate that my mom, she was a health food nut when we were kids. And like she nursed all of us. She never used formula. She grew all of our own vegetables until we moved off the farm. She had goats. So she's always done that. And she continues to do that. So like all of our salad dressings are homemade. And they taste better than what you buy at the store, and there's no sugar added. So I couldn't be doing this without her is the main thing that you need to understand. I am fortunate enough that they let me live here, and I am taking full advantage of the opportunity to get as healthy as possible this year. That was my keyword for the year, is health, for me personally. For the business, it was Sparkle, but for me personally, it's health. But all of that being said, I did want to talk about something that happens to us as chronically ill people. So if you're chronically ill and you're watching this, you've probably experienced this. If you are not chronically ill, but you love someone who's chronically ill, please listen with an open heart, because it's very frustrating for us. We start every day at, say, where people are like 1 to 100. So they're 100% get up in the morning, raring to go. 1% super, super sick, near death's door, can't function, not getting out of bed, calling off work. Should we call an ambulance kind of thing? We, as chronically ill people, we're like a negative 50%. We were already, that's where we're starting when we roll out of bed in the morning. Negative 50%. So am I feeling better? Cutting all of this stuff out, losing some of the weight? Yes. I'm at a negative 35% instead of a negative 50%. So what happens is people are like, oh, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing better. And suddenly they expect me to be able to do everything. Like, oh, she's fine now. No, no, I haven't even gotten up to the level that you wake up at in the morning, like when you're sick. I haven't even reached that level yet. So I am feeling better. Yes, that's fantastic. But have I been able to do anything besides the couple of sales that I do a week? No, I have not. I've not been able to. If I turn this camera around, you'd be shocked at the mess. I need to dust. I need to sweep. I need to put things away. I need to organize. I need to flatten all of these boxes and find them a home. I need to do dishes. I need to clean out my fridge. I need to mop. I am still doing the basic bare minimum to survive the day. So when a chronically ill person tells you that they're doing better, please consider what they're doing better from before you respond. Because if they were at a negative 50 and now they're at a negative 35, they're still not even into the normal human range, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm sure that I'm not the only one. You end up being afraid to tell people that you're better, you feel better, because they don't understand you started out here and now you're here, instead of everyone else who starts out here and is in this range. Like, I hope I'm explaining that so it makes sense. We shouldn't have to be afraid to tell people that we're feeling a little better, but then their expectation is just, oh, well, she's a normal human being again. She's just fine. When it's just so far from the truth. Now, I don't have that problem with my family. Like, they know. I can tell them, yeah, I'm feeling a little better. And they can look at what's going on in here and go, okay, but she's not doing okay. So anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. So if you have a loved one who has a chronic illness and they do have a day where they're a tiny bit better, they're still not up to normal humaning standard. They may be at a negative 35 instead of a negative 50, and you can't put expectations on them. Chronically ill is, you're going to, I have dirt on me. What did you get on me? You're chronically ill. You're ill all the time. So just because you're feeling the teeny tiniest bit better does not remotely mean that you've entered normal human range of functionality, I guess. So I just wanted to come on and talk about that. And apparently Blue wanted to come on and say hi. He is having a mama's day. He's cold. Temperature dropped back down here, even though we missed all that snow that a lot of you got. I just got a fire going, so hopefully the room warms up and he doesn't want to be stuck to me like glue. He makes me relax sometimes. I get to doing stuff and he'll alert that I've not taken a break. It's interesting. Why are you kissing me? All right, guys. I hope that you are doing all right. Winter is hard for chronically ill people because seasonal affective disorder goes hand in hand with so many other chronic illness diagnosis that, it just makes it a very hard time of the year for a lot of us. So if that is you, hang in there. And if, like me, you're having days where you're at a -35 instead of -50. Good job. You're doing great. And I will talk to all of you guys very soon. I know I've been slow getting videos out on this channel, but just trying to make it through the winter. I do not do well this time of year. So even though I'm this much better on the large scale of things, still not. All right, guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you would like to. Thanks, bye.